Hello, old school gamer 1971 here. Greetings one and all, especially to you, Millie and Lloyd. Today, my third hour thoughts is on Deiland. I've been playing this game for around 3 hours, and this is what I think. Deiland by Cubic. It's an adventure game, came out for the PlayStation 4 in 2018. Okay, let me start by saying I love this kind of game. The first one I played ever was Harvest Moon Back to Nature on the PlayStation 1. So when I saw the trailer for this game, it was right on top of my list. I like some games for the end of the day, something I can play for 5 minutes or 5 hours. Before I began the review, I checked out their other work. They've made Tiny Planet and Ancora for iOS and Android. These seem to be earlier iterations of Deiland. Then they made Deiland and upcoming Summer of Mara for the PlayStation 4. All 4 games make many advancements on the previous title. To me, there is enough different to the last title that it's worthy to be called a successor. I would also like to say that the price also comes into it. Fortunately, these games are not overpriced. It can give developers a chance to finally make their vision if money or time is an issue. So what is it all about? You play as Arco, who suddenly comes into existence. He is 10 years old. He appears to be the only inhabitant of the planet. Nothing is mentioned of parents or how you got there at the beginning anyway. People come and go to the planet and they trade with you and show you how to improve your equipment and dwelling. They are all a varied bunch. There is also a second planet to visit. With side quests aplenty and main arc in story, this is interesting. Let's have a look and see how it plays, and if after 3 hours would I still play it. So, let's answer life's biggest question. Is this game Deiland or Pen Island? You see an asteroid flying through space. Once it lands on the planet, you were inside. You then wake up and Mun, the first visitor to your planet, tells you what you must do, kind of a training mission. Mun also helps you a lot through the game, including taking you to and from the other planet. Once you've finished the training, the world is open to you. This is a good opening, and you get a real sense of what you have to do in the game. The pace of the game really is dependent upon you. Okay, first off, do you like Harvest Moon? If that's a yes, then this game is definitely for you. The controls are easy enough to understand and execute, with stuff to build, cooking, wood cutting, mining, fishing and farming. You need sustenance to survive, and you only have so much stamina, which can be increased in time. It is a game where you have to plan ahead and keep everything topped up. As well, the trophy list is about doing many of the tasks over and over. Most of the mechanics are easy enough, so it's not a hard trophy list. I like to have a couple of lazy plays on the go. Fallout Shelter, The Forest, Adventure Capitalist and now this. I like those games to have depth. There is much to do here. With expansions to buildings and fields, it's not one that will be finished too quickly. So how is it atmospherically? Let me start off with the music. It's pretty damn good. It fits the pace of the game perfectly. It feels just right. Plants and trees grow quickly, which means there is always something to do. As well, rain and thunderstorms look good and have an effect on the environment. Lightning sets wooden things on fire, as an example. You can sometimes move clouds to water your crops. I found myself lost in the game as it just feels so right. Even the story adds to the atmosphere. Right now I feel this has exceeded the best Harvest Moon game in every department. For me, everything must be right for you to lose yourself in the game. How many times I said just to the end of today and then would just start the next day, and so it continued. No game has had me like this in a long time. It's a game I don't want over, and hope that once it is, there's an endless mode tapped on to the end. Right, let me say what I felt just before my first battle in the game. This kind of game doesn't need combat, and roll my eyes into the back of my head. Afterwards, combat's fine with me, because all in all it doesn't need the combat, it's just there. It's not important and nothing puts it above anything else, so it works in a messed up kind of way. I stand by this because I cannot explain how or why this works. The combat mostly comes at night and gives you much needed ingredients. As well, the other planet has enemies too. It is so good to see combat that isn't overstated, that tries to take over the whole experience. Graphically, straight up this game looks good. I'm so glad that it's cartoony. I like the art style. Sometimes the space sky looks astonishingly beautiful. Almost breathtaking to a fault. The visitors and spacecraft look pretty damn fine and varied too. The design of the enemies is also pretty good. None of the graphics are overcomplicated, but it has its own charm. I like the effect as you move around the planet. The planet moves around you. It is so refreshing to see something done differently. Honestly, the game is impressive. Considering it's an indie title, its looks and design are both very polished. It also bears pointing out that the other world you visit looks totally different to Deiland. Music, I love the soundtrack. It fits the game so well. There's not much of a voiceover. This is a pity as it would have been an amazing game for younger players. The game is so relaxed though. You can use Spotify if it so pleases you. This is once you get bored of the soundtrack. Personally, I'm hard pushed to find a game with such a fitting soundtrack that isn't licensed tracks. I salute the composer. It takes talent to write music for a game that isn't over the top action. The music is upbeat and yet doesn't overpower the game. Also, the ambient sound also adds to the overall feel of the game. So overall, top notch for sound. Interest? Hell yeah. Why so many interesting games in this generation? It almost takes me back to the original PlayStation. So many games to complete and not enough hours in the day to finish them all. Harvest Moon has just been trumped by this game in every department. In story, graphics, sound and gameplay. Unfortunately, it will not get nowhere near the recognition it deserves unless unless we spread the word of how great this game is. My advice is buy it. I know this might not be everyone's cup of tea, but I think most gamers should give this a go. It may take you by surprise. It is not all out action, but when I'm winding down at the end of the day, it's just about perfect. Whether it's a 5-minute go or a 5-hour marathon, it's a damn fine good play. So I'm going back to Deiland, thank goodness. So that about wraps it up. I hope you all have a good day. If this has been helpful in any way, like, comment, share and subscribe. Helps the channel grow and makes an old man happy. Old School Gamer 1971 signing off.